Hey guys, welcome back once more. So today I'm going to show you how you can create passive income starting this month. Within the month basically. So most of you guys are, new investors. Most of you guys are young and you have nothing but time on your side. Most of us, like me, I'm in my 30s. I wish I would have learned all this, a lot sooner in my lifetime. So I unfortunately learned it when I was a little bit older, and that's the only regret I have, that nobody ever taught me this. But most of you guys are in your 40s, your 50s, and most of us, we're thinking of investing, and the first thing that pops into our head, well, I don't want to be like 60, 70 years old and have money by then. I want money now. I want to start living off my income, of my my investments right now. And this is basically a video that I'm gonna do based on stuff like that, where you can generate income right away, even on your first month, within a month. And I'm gonna show you how, and my strategy, and why I think this is a great way to generate passive income while you sleep. Now, passive income is where you don't have to do anything, right? You basically just sit back and collect the paychecks every month. Now, active income, you gotta go to work, you gotta wake up early, you gotta go make somebody else's dream possible. But if you start, investing, educating yourself a little bit, like I did, then you can create something like this, where it's just passive income and sit back and relax. Now, everything comes with a risk. Everything in life is risky, so you got to take some risks sometimes, right? That's another thing that a lot of people say, well, it's too risky. Well, just think of it this way. Everything you do is risky. Getting married is risky. Going to a store is risky. Car accident, whatever. I don't want to jinx it, but, everything is risky. Being born is risky. The marriage is risky. Having kids is risky. Everything. So you got to take risks at one point. And let's get down to it. I'm going to get straight to the point. And just like in all my other videos, I like to explain everything in plain English to the best as I can do. The best as I can do to make it easier for the new investors. And that's just the way I do the videos, in plain English. So we're going to start off with, REITs. Everything in this list is a REIT with the exception of SPHD, which is an index of the S&P 500. But all of them pay out monthly, on a monthly basis, on a different date, of course. So this way you can, get a paycheck every other day in form of a dividend. And when you get paid in form of a dividend, that basically goes into your account. And you can choose to do either the DRIP program, which is a dividend reinvestment program, which reinvests those dividends into the same company, which starts creating a little snowball effect that, by the time you know it, in a few months or even a few years, if you're in it for the next 5 years, your dividends start growing. You get paid interest on interest. And that's the great thing about doing a drip. Now you can choose to do that, or just choose to use those dividends to pay off some bills. So the way I have it set up, on some of them I do have a drip, which is again the dividend reinvestment program, and some of them I have automatic withdrawals from the brokerage account, where they just transfer it to your bank and you don't even have to worry about. So every other day you're receiving a paycheck. That's what I mean. Now, the rest of them are REITs. It's a real estate investment trust. And the way you look at this is basically, it's just like buying a real estate property. This is the way you got to look at it. It all depends on how you look at stuff. I'm not saying that is what it is, but this is the way you got to look at it. Again, the real estate investment trust, in some form, they're invested in either real estate properties, mortgages, and loans. So all of them, with the exception of SPHD, are REITs. And we're gonna start off with SPHD actually. So this is a 5-year chart on SPHD. These are the things you want to look for when you're buying companies. Now, 5 years ago, well, let's say we'll do March 1st of 2015. This company was trending at $32.27. Well, this index. was trending at $32.27. Currently, right now, it's at $41.87. Now, that's not much capital growth. All these companies, they're not, there's not much growth in there. But like I said, this is if you want to live off the dividends, collect some paychecks every other month. There's companies out there with growth, of course, but we're talking about just if you want to start receiving passive income right away, just for having your money sit there. So if you would have bought this, 5 years ago, there wouldn't have been much capital gain, but since it pays out a dividend, you would have, made that little snowball effect, and you would have just keep receiving dividends simply for having your money sit there. Now, if you have $100 in your bank right now, the next month it's still going to be $100. If you have $100 in a company like this, or not, I keep saying company, sorry, but if you have your money sitting, let's say on a REIT, $100, next month it's going to be $100 plus something, depending on the movement of the stock, of course. Now, every stock, every ETF, every REIT, it has its down days and its up days. And that's the risk that you take. And that's why it's very important that you look at the history of the stock or ETF that you're going to buy, because that kind of tells you what it's doing. If it's something that's pretty stable, or if it's something that's just going, down. So that's what makes you decide the factor. That those are the factors basically that make you decide whether to invest or not. Now, I think SPHD is a great index. Now, this is basically a group of companies all together in one, and this one pays out monthly, like I said. And look at the 5-year chart; it's pretty stable, right? So while you have your money sitting there, you're basically collecting dividends every month. And where do you look at the dividends? How do you know what it's paying, how long it's been paying it for? Well, you can go either on the NASDAQ website, or you can do on the dividendchannel.com. Now, this one loads a lot faster than the NASDAQ. That's why I'm here. And I'm going to show you. You basically go on the dividendchannel.com. You type in the ticker symbol. I already did. But you would type in the ticker symbol. Let's say we'll do it again, SPHD. And it'll bring up the all the information, the price of the stock currently, the ETF, whatever, and it'll show you the ex-dividend date, the pay date, and the dividend yield. Most of them do have a higher dividend yield, but that's why you got to look at the history, like I said. So this one already paid, actually. You see the pay date right here. It already paid on September 30th of this year, and the ex-dividend date was the 23rd. So what the ex-dividend date means, it's basically you have to own the stock or ETF before the ex-dividend date in order to qualify for that dividend. But since we're talking about just having your money sitting there, then the ex-dividend date is really not important, because you're just going to leave it there no matter what. Now, yes, of course, if you put, like, let's say $40 on the stock or ETF or REIT right now, and let's say it goes down by $1, you're going to lose $1 on the value, on the capital gain. But remember, that's, like I said, we go back to the history. It doesn't matter. You can always take the money out once it comes back up. It's going to have its down days, its up days, and that's why the history is very important. So if you would have, let's say, bought here when it was at $39.96, you can see it just dropped right here to $37.38. But then later on, it went back up to $40.72. So, stocks, ETFs, companies, they're always going to go up and down all the time. But the history will show you what it's doing, what it's been doing for the last 5 or 10 years. And that's why I think SPHD is a great, index fund to have, because it's pretty stable. It's been pretty stable and steady and paying out a dividend. And going back to the dividend page, if you scroll down further on the right hand side, it says dividend history. This is how long it's been paying out a dividend for. And if they've done any dividend cuts, it'll show right here However, the dividend cuts to me are not really important as much as the history and whether it's still paying a dividend or not. So sometimes you're gonna see, in let's say a few months apart. At one point, it's been paying it out since 2012. By the way, you can see right here. So it's been paying out 10 cents since 2012. Then that same year, it went up to 12 cents, and then 9 cents, 10 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents. So it changes every other, either few months. Some of them change every other year, every other few years, and some may get cut every month. It can be a different, different dividend payment. As of currently, it's paying out 15 cents. So you're going to think 15 cents is not a lot. But then again, your investment is not a lot either. It's only if you buy one share, $41.87, you're going to get paid 15 cents per month as long as you leave your money sitting there. It's not a lot, like I said, but then again, if you want to put in, let's say, $300, $500, then you start seeing maybe 60 cents, a dollar. When you start seeing maybe $2, $3 by the time you know it, and that's every month for just simply having your money sitting there. Now, by the time you know it, you're going to have $10, $20, $30. And then you're going to have enough to pay your phone bill. And the great thing about a brokerage account, other than Robinhood, is that you can set it up to have a DRIP, dividend reinvestment program, to reinvest those dividend payments into the same stock. Into the same stock that where you're gonna get buy fractional shares. That not all companies let you do that, but that have DRIP. But you can buy fractional shares, and you're gonna just keep getting paid interest on interest, and that's when you start creating that snowball effect. So like I said, this one pays out every month, and the next payment already passed, which was September 30th of this year. Now we're going to move on to the next one. Now all the next ones are REITs. Okay? So like I said, the way you got to look at this, it's just like buying property and having tenants that pay you every month. Now, if you really are into real estate, you know that there's closing cost, you got to get a loan, there's property management, there's a bunch of fees and hassles that you got to deal with to buy your first rental property. And with REITs, you simply just buy the REIT and sit back and collect dividends. It's just like renting out property because you're getting paid every month on each one. And because each one has a different payable date throughout the month, so that means every other day. It can be every 3 days, every week, or every other week. As many as depends on how many you have, of course. You're going to be collecting paychecks every week, every 3 days. So that's money coming into your bank account, or just into your brokerage account, and reinvesting them again. And this is how you can live off of dividends. And because they're REITs, they're involved somehow in real estate, either mortgage, rental properties, or just loans. That's what they are, just companies that are involved somehow in real estate. You're basically just collecting dividends off of them. And I'm going to show you the history on the next one, which is SUNS, ticker symbol SUNS. This one pays out 11 cents per month. And I've done the history on these already, so that's why I picked those, because they're some of my favorites. Now SUNS, let's see, where are you, SUNS? Right here. Now again, this is a 5-year chart, so this goes back 5 years ago. So as you can see, it's like going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So like I said, everything's gonna have its down days. We're talking about just leaving your money there. If you would have, let's say, bought right here, which is May 1st of 2015, you would have paid $16.35 for this REIT. Now it went down afterwards. It went down all the way to $13.94. And then it went back up, went back down, went back up, went back down. You get the point. Now, when you're ready to take out your money, you just simply wait for the stock to come back up if you want to take out your money. But in the meantime, you're getting paid those dividends every month. And if you want to increase your position, basically, if you want to buy more shares of the stock when you have more money, you keep receiving even more dividends. Let's say you start receiving $20 in dividends on one single REIT. Those $20 you can use to buy another share of Suns. So now instead of getting $20, you're going to get $20.11 the following month. And let's say by next month you decide to buy another share. Now you're going to get $20.22. So you kind of get the point on how you create this snowball effect. Your REITs keep increasing interest on interest. And those $20 you can simply use if you want to spend it. Go ahead. You can take it out and go buy yourself, a movie ticket, or take your girlfriend on somewhere. I don't know what you can do with 20. Well, you can do a lot with $20. That's gas money. You can do whatever, and or you can just choose to buy another REIT. Now this is a 5-year chart again, like I said, and if you go on the dividend channel, we're gonna type in Suns, and we'll wait for it to load. I have slow internet. That's a bad thing about this. I gotta fix that because that's not good. All right, as you can see right here again, it pays 11 cents. It'll tell you all the information right here. The ex-dividend date was the 16th. Like I said, don't worry about the ex-dividend date if we're just gonna leave the money sitting there. The payable date, it pays on November 1st of this year, 2019, and it's gonna pay 11 cents per share. Now again, 11 cents, it's not much, but then one share is not much either. Let's say you invest $300 in there, then that starts looking a little bit better, right? If you see $3 just coming in every month without you doing anything, then that's kind of a start. And by the time you know it, it's $20, $30, $40, $50, $60. Just think of this. How much would $100 a month by you doing nothing? Would it help you in some way? Of course. Gas money, maybe pay your phone bill. You wouldn't have to worry about your phone bill, right? It's like, you start getting rid of bills like that. And you can see the dividend history right here. So this one has been paying out a dividend since 2011. That kind of tells you it's, pretty solid, pretty stable. The dividend will change, it'll get cut, but it's been paying out a dividend. It'll change, it's been paying 11 cents. Let's see where it changed actually. So it's been paying steadily 11 cents since 2015. Before that, I'm sorry, I'll take that back. I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, so it's been paying 11 cents. Let's see how far back. I'll take that back. Since 2012. That was August of 2012. On July of 2012, it was paying 10 cents. So it increased by a penny. It's not a lot, but like I said, that's how you create a snowball. Again, let's move on to the next one, which is SCM, ticker symbol SCM. Where is it? Where are you? Somewhere here. There you go. So this is again a 5-year chart. If you would have bought in right here on November 1st of 2014, which is $13.56. Okay, that's how much you would have paid per share. Then the stock just kind of plummeted down all the way to $8.53. So most people would have panicked. Sometimes it's good to sell before the stock goes down and then you can buy it at a later time. But again, we're only talking about just having your money sitting there and not touching it, just living off the dividends. So you would have paid $13 and, again, what is that? $13.72. Then it went down to $8.55. Then it went straight back up all the way to $14.59, and down again and up again, and you kind of see the point, up, down, up, down. So in the meantime, it's just collecting dividends. That's why you got to look at that's why you got to look at the history. It's a REIT. Think of it, you're getting rental money every month. You know, you're having a tenant that's paying you, how much is this one paying again? 11 cents. Here's your tenant. You have a property through a REIT. Here's 11 cents. Next month, I'll give you 22 cents. You keep buying stocks and stocks like that. Now, there's not much growth, like I said, on them, but, they're reliable as far as it is right now at this current time. Now, the next one is PTY, which is, that's a PIMCO one, I believe so. Yes, sir. Let's see. PTY. If you would have bought in right here on December 1st of 2014, you would have paid $18.57. And then it just went all the way down, all the way over here to $13. Then it started coming back up again, up, 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 up. And right now, currently, it's trending back at $18.36. But in all that time, since 2014, you would have collected all those dividends. Just imagine how many dividends, how much of a snowball you would have created just on those dividends. By now, you would have, been getting paid a lot more than just what is it again, 13 cents. So, like I said, go on the Dividend channel or the Nasdaq website, look up the history, type in the symbol. This is the research I kind of do on the companies that I'm just thinking of holding for the longer term just to collect dividends on. Of course, they're not like growth companies because you can see they're pretty stable, but they don't have much growth potential. This is only if you want to just live off the dividends again. And PTY pays out monthly. Payable date is November 1st of 2019. And this one has been paying out, a long history, since 2003. It's been paying out a dividend. So that tells you it's pretty reliable. It's steady. And yeah, it's been cutting down its dividend. Currently, it cut it down to 11 cents, then went back up to 13. And then when did it cut back? Let's see. No, it hasn't. Yeah, hasn't cut it ever since. So it's been paying out the 13 cents steady since since that's April 10th of 2012. That's when they cut the dividend. I mean, that's when they actually incremented the dividend from 11 cents to 13 cents. So that's a great thing. So you would have collected a lot of dividends. And you can see the 5-year chart doesn't look too bad. When you see charts that are just nothing but, going down, it doesn't really make sense to buy the company because even though you're getting, dividends, you're losing all the capital gains. I'll give you a good example. Now, I do trade AGNC. I do still trade this one. I believe it's somewhere in the bottom right now, and then it can probably, go back up a little bit. And I swing trade it. I do dividend captures on this one. It has a high yield dividend. So this one is a good example of something you might not want to hold on to for the longer term. At one point, it was at $23.09. That was in December 1st of 2014. And it went down. It went a little back up, down, up. And so far, it's been, all the way down. Right now, it's currently trending at $16.10. But as you can see on the 5-year chart, it's been trending down only. And these are the ones that you want to avoid if you simply want to leave the money there. Again, this one can be maybe on the downside and now it can be upside, but I highly doubt it. Me, I personally do trade it just for the dividend capture because it has a good dividend yield, but that's about it. But I wouldn't, do the leave the money and just sit there and leave it on this one. Now let's move on to the next one, which is Maine is a pretty good one too. Maine pays 20 cents currently per share every month. Now Maine, where are you, Maine? Somewhere right here. See, as you can see, the chart on Maine looks pretty nice. It has some capital gains as well as the dividend that pays out every month. Now let's go all the way back to November 1st of 2014. If you would have bought this then, you would have paid $31.64 per share. And it's been trending up, down, then up, down. And currently it's trending at $41.97. So in 5 years, it hasn't really gotten much capital appreciation. Like I said, these don't have that much growth, but they're pretty steady with the dividend. They cut the dividend, yes, but they're pretty steady in paying out a dividend and being stable on the price. That's what I mean. And this one seems like it's on a good track record, so we'll see. But this is another great REIT that I'm invested in. And let's go back to the dividend channel. Let's see, Maine. So this is the stuff you want to do. You want to look at the history of a dividend, how long it's been paying it out for, if it's steady or if it's just going down. You want to look at all that basically. So Maine, let's wait for it to load. Let's see. Get a coffee break. There you go. Did it? Sorry, just took some coffee. Okay, so Maine has a pay date of November 15th. So like I said, all of these REITs, they have different dates for the payment. So you're going to be receiving paychecks in form of dividends every other day. And when you start seeing that money come in, that's going to be your motivation to keep doing what you're doing. That was my motivation. I was like, well, it's 20 cents. But then when I started seeing, $3, $4, $5, I'm like, whoa, I didn't have to do any work for that. I'm just sitting back and $5 are automatically coming into my account every month and I'm not doing anything for it. That's passive income. Now, this one, Maine, has been paying out a dividend, long history too, since 2007. In 2007, it was paying 33 cents per share. And right now, currently, it's been changing to 18 and at one point 27, then 18 cents, 27, 19, and currently it's been paying 20 cents per share. So that's a pretty nice, plus the small capital appreciation. The next ticker symbol is O, Realty Income. That's another good one, actually. This one is known for the, what is it? The something like, I forgot. They were known for some word, the dividend, monthly paying dividend stock, whatever. But I recently actually got into this one. I've been looking at this one and I regret not buying into it a lot earlier. Like right around here is when I was like, okay, should I not? And I should have, because right now it's currently trending at $78.04. And as you can see, 5 years ago, you could have bought it for $46.14. Then it went back up, down, and then it's all the way up right now. So this one pays out monthly too. And we're going to look at the history for this one. I did the history already on them, so they do have a pretty good track record. I just want to do it so, to show you guys exactly how to do all the research on them. Now, I don't really go into depth, on the company, but I look at the history for sure, the last 5 years, the last 10 years, and how long it's been paying out a dividend for, how steady they've been, in the last few years, stuff like that. If you want growth companies, then that's when you go more into depth, on what the numbers are. But we're talking about just REITs and collecting passive income on a monthly basis, or every other day. Excuse me. Dividend history. this one has been paying out a dividend and increasing the dividend since 1994. So if you would have invested back in 1994, you would have gotten it a lot cheaper. Plus the dividend increasing, it's been increasing its dividend since that year. So 1994 it was paying 7 cents. From 7 it went to 8, then 9, then 10, 11 cents, all the way up to, let's see, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19. See? So this is actually a pretty good company in my opinion. Currently it's paying 22 cents per share. And the next payment date for this one is October 15th of this year, 2019, like I said, every month. And the next one would be Glad. Glad is another good one. Glad I do have in my portfolio. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna. Well, I will. I want to show you guys exactly the dividend history. Of course, you can look it up yourself. But Glad pays right now 7 cents per share. And as you can see, the history on this one, it's pretty stable. I would say it's pretty stable because 5 years ago it's at $9.23. Then it went back down, then back up, down, and way back up. Currently, it's trending at $9.54. So this one is one of them that's pretty stable, not much growth. It's just sitting there collecting dividends for you. And compare this to your bank. I rather do this, basically, in my opinion. So the next one. Oh, did we go under Glad or not? Hold on, excuse me. I'm not sure I showed you guys Glad. So Glad has a history all the way to 2011. It was paying 7 cents, and it's still been paying 7 cents. So it's pretty stable, like I said. The next one is that's Rohan and Steel, I believe. RQI, ticker symbol RQI, which is right here. Now this one, I got out of it recently, but I should have stayed because I could have made more money right here. So I got out of it right here with a loss, actually, but I had been collecting the dividends on it, and I should have stayed on this one, as you can see. But that I do like it to go back into it, and I will. This one has been paying out 8 cents per share. And December 1st of 2014, you could have bought it at $12.78. And then went back down, up, and currently it's trending at $15.61. And the history for this one, I'm going to skip the history on the other ones, but, well, because you guys kind of by now already know how to look it up, but this is what I'm saying. You got to look at the history of how long it's been paying out a dividend for, how steady it is. See, this one has a long history too. Of 2002, it's been paying out a dividend, and as you can see by the chart, it's been paying out pretty steady in the last 5 years. So this one would have been great to kind of got into and just collect the dividends as well. The next one would be Good, which pays 12 cents per share. BlackRock, which pays 6 cents per share. Gain pays 6 cents per share. PCM pays 8 cents. Stag pays 11. Now, there's some other REITs out there that also pay out monthly, but I just wanted to get a group of REITs that I've done the research on, that I feel comfortable putting my money into it and collecting dividend payments. And again, like I said, you're more than welcome to do whatever you want with those dividends when they're put into your account on your brokerage account. You can either sign up for DRIP, which is a dividend reinvestment program, which reinvests those dividends into buying fractional shares of that same company, which is basically you're gonna get paid interest on interest and create that snowball effect. Or you can set it up with automatic withdrawals on a date that you pick. So if you're getting paid, let's say $20 per month on one REIT, those $20 you can set up as automatic withdrawal, or you can just wait till you get all these payments on a certain date and then withdraw that money into your bank account automatically. So you're receiving a paycheck on, based on your dividends transferred into your bank account. That's how easy it is. I mean, that's how I have it set up on some of them, where I just have all these dividends come in, and then on a certain date, I just have it automatically withdrawn into my bank account, and I, pay some bills with that, and then the rest of the dividends I reinvested into other dividend stocks or the same company, and then just, create that snowball effect. And by the time you know it, you're going to be receiving $100, $200, $300, $500, $1,000. How much would $1,000 change your life if you're just receiving $1,000 a month for doing nothing? That would be passive income. And by the time you know it, you're pretty much free to do whatever you want. You don't have to go to a 9-to-5 job anymore, and that's basically what this creates. It's freedom. Freedom to do a lot more things that you want to do. And they might not get you rich right away, but they'll start eliminating those bills that you get every month. I started off with my phone bill. That was the first bill I got rid of. And then when I realized, how easy it was with the dividends, just finding these companies, and by the time you know it, you don't have any bills. They're automatically paid for you. You just have to manage everything, the right way. The way I have it set up, again, it's like I have some dividends reinvested with the DRIP program, then some of them withdrawn into my bank account. And since I have automatic payments on, let's say, my phone bills, all my bills, it's like I don't have to worry about anything. Now, again, these are all companies that, are stable, in my opinion, that you can rely on to pay some, bills with your dividends. And then they're not like growth stocks. They're pretty much just stable companies to, live off of. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I feel like it's like a tongue twister. But there's other great companies that I am invested in. I like Microsoft a lot. See, these are some of the companies that have growth potential. I like AMD. I like Microsoft. There's Netflix. There's a bunch of companies that are great companies with growth potential. But then there's a bunch of companies like these REITs, don't have much growth, but are reliable with dividends. If you want to start earning money right away as passive income. If you're young, you're 18, 20 years old, you can still do this, but you might want to, do some research on great companies. Myself, I'm involved in Microsoft. I love Microsoft. And as you can see, Microsoft, with a 5-year chart, you could have bought this, let's say, May 1st of 2015 at $39.72. Right now it's at $142.37. So this is a great example of a growth stock, growth company. Just like Amazon. It's at one point it was so cheap, but because it was such a great company, it got a lot of capital gains as well as a dividend. Now this one pays out every quarter. Some companies, they don't pay as much as you would receive on the dividend as others, but they have the potential to have some growth, get some capital gains in there. And this is just simply, basically, again, like I said in the earlier in the video, just simply buying and holding. This is not like swing trading or day trading or dividend captures. We were just talking about simply letting your money stay there and collect those dividends. Okay, but we can do another video on maybe covered calls with options. That's one thing I've been focusing on a lot because I think that's probably the safest way, in my opinion, is selling puts and covered calls. I've tried everything. I've tried day trading. I've tried swing trading, dividend captures. I've done everything. I still do everything except for the penny stocks. I tried that and I lost a lot of money on that. It's not for everyone. It's for some people. For me, personally, it's not for me. It just doesn't work for me. That's just my experience. My experience with selling puts and covered calls has been great. In my opinion, it's the safest way to kind of earn some money right away.